Hi, everyone. I'm Elizabeth, and we're back on my patio to practice some more yoga together. I believe this is my third recording for the COVID-19 period, and as always, I'm very happy to be with you. And I'm also grateful to my son and my husband for setting up the AV and the beautiful patio for us today. We're going to work a little bit on abs and lower back. So let's come to our comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. Rock a little bit from side to side. Anchor into those sitting bones. Let your knees drop on top of your feet. Bring your shoulders up with an inhale. And on your exhale, let the shoulders slide down your back. And let your hands rest on top of your knees. Scan your body for any signs of tension, and if you identify any, use your exhale to help you release it. We're going to start by rolling the neck a little bit from side to side. So lower your right ear toward the shoulder. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, roll the chin down towards your chest. And then bring your left ear over the shoulder. Inhale here. And on your exhale, roll the chin forward again. Inhale with the right ear over the shoulder. Exhale to drop your chin and take the left ear over the shoulder where you'll inhale again. And exhale. Roll back down. Just keep working back and forth like this a few times, softening up the back of your neck. On your next inhale, bring yourself back up to center and draw the hands up to the heart, pressing the thumbs against your chest. Inhale deeply. And bow toward your fingertips with your exhale, finding the intention to guide your practice today. Seal that intention to your heart. Bring your hands back down to the knees and roll your shoulders back, lifting your chin and chest. Open your eyes, welcoming yourself and each other to your practice. Bring your feet flat to the floor and take your hands behind your hips, leaning some weight back onto your hands. Anchor into your feet and then pick your hips up for a tabletop. Push down into the four corners of your hands and take your chin back. Look up. Lower your hips. And then coming lengthwise on your mat, bring the hands back behind the hips again. Anchor into the heels. Push into the heels of your hands as you press your chest forward. Pick up and come into upward plank, Purvottanasana. Lower the hips back down. And then come over onto hands and knees and we'll do some cat and cow tilts. Tuck your toes under for stability. And with your inhale, take the tailbone up. Heart slightly forward. On your exhale, round your back. Inhale again to come forward. Exhale to round. And just keep working back and forth like this, softening up your back, releasing any tension that you discover between your shoulder blades or in your neck. Come to a flat back and extend your right leg back behind you at hip height, internally rotating the knee so the toes and the kneecap face down. And extend your left arm forward at shoulder height. Plug that in. Inhale here. And on your exhale, draw the knee and the elbow together underneath your belly and hold. Extend on your inhale. Exhale and pull in under the body. Extend on the inhale. Exhale and pull in under the body. Set those sides down. And then we'll extend the left leg back at hip height, drawing the hip up into the socket, internally rotating the left leg. And extend the right arm forward at shoulder height. Plug that back. Inhale here. And with your exhale, draw the knee and the elbow together below the body. Inhale to extend. Exhale and draw in. Inhale to extend. And exhale, draw in. Set those sides down. Step back with both feet to plank, and then lower your knees, lower your chest. Drop the belly and roll up into a little cobra pose, keeping your elbows back. Extend your hands back next to your hips. Tense your kneecaps, and then lift your feet for a little locust pose. Keep your gaze downward so you don't pull your head back, and just keep the neck comfortable. Set the feet down, bring your hands below the shoulders again. Tuck your toes and push up to your knees first. Then straighten your legs and lift your hips for downward facing dog. And as always, with the first downward dog of your practice, move around a little bit if you're so inclined. You can adjust the position of your hands and feet. You can reposition your shoulders or your hips, bend and straighten your knees. Just ease into the pose a little bit. Look toward your hands and take a few steps to walk up to forward bend. On your inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale and bow. With soft knees, rise all the way up to standing and reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale again and circle your arms high. Exhale and float back forward to forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold, soften your knees and step back to plank. Lower your knees, lower your chest, and scoop up into a little cobra pose again. Extend the hands back, tighten your kneecaps, and lift your legs again for locust. Reach back energetically with your fingertips toward your heels. Set your feet down and bring your hands right below the shoulders again. Tuck the toes under, push up first to your knees, then straighten your legs, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up to forward bend. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale and bow. With soft knees, rise all the way up. Reach your arms up, take a little back bend at the top. And exhale, pull the hands back to your heart. Inhale and circle the arms. Exhale and fold forward all the way down. Inhale, long back. Exhale, fold, soften the knees, step back, plank. You can lower down either with knees on the mat or with straight legs all the way to your chest. Inhale, up to cobra, a little higher this time. Exhale, directly to downward facing dog. Inhale, back to your toes. Come up with your right leg up behind you. On the exhale, bring the knee underneath your chest and then pull your nose in toward the knee. Inhale, send the right leg up. Exhale, knee and nose come closer together. Inhale, send the right leg up. Exhale, bring the nose and the knee close. Set the right foot down. Come back up to your toes, left leg up this time. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, send the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, nose to knee. Inhale, send the left leg back up. Exhale, knee and nose. And then set your left foot down. Look forward and walk up to forward bend. Inhale to lengthen your back. Exhale and fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. Reach your arms up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale again and circle the arms high. Exhale, fold forward all the way down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold and step back, plank. Continue your exhale as you lower down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale up to your toes, extend the right leg up behind you. Exhale and step through to your high lunge. Lower your left knee to the floor and inhale up, half crescent. On your exhale, sink a little bit into the hips. Relax your shoulders, taking the arms a little bit wider. Pick up your chest, look up, and lean back slightly. Bring the hands down and straighten your left leg. Push back to downward dog. On your inhale, come back to your toes, left leg up. Exhale and step through to a high lunge on your left. Lower the right knee, and on the inhale, sweep up, half crescent, left side. Exhale, soften into the hips. Widen the arms a little, look up. Lean back a little. Bring the hands back down. Straighten your right leg and press back, downward facing dog. You can choose to stay here. You can take a child's pose, or you can flow through the vinyasa by inhaling to plank, exhaling down, inhale for cobra, and exhale to downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up, forward fold. Inhale, long back. Exhale and bow. Inhale to rise up, reach up, and exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale again, circle the arms high. Exhale, swan dive forward, all the way back to forward bend. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and fold. With soft knees, send the left foot back behind you, coming into a high lunge here on your right. Soften that left knee a little bit and rise up to full crescent. When you're upright, you can straighten the back leg, sink into the lunge a little bit more. Take the hands back down, and then step forward, lifting your left leg up behind you. On your inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold in. Set your left foot down. Inhale, long back again. Exhale, fold, and send the right foot back behind you. With a slightly soft knee, rise up for full crescent, left side. And when you're upright, you can straighten the back leg, sink into it a little bit. Relax your arms, look up, lean back a little. Look forward, take your hands down. Lean forward a little bit and straighten the left leg, lifting your right leg up behind you, walking the fingertips below your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale and bow in toward your left shin. Lower your left foot. Inhale for a long back. Exhale and bow. With soft knees, step back to plank. Lower to your chest. Inhale for cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up to forward bend. Inhale, little lift. Exhale and bow. Inhale to roll up. Reach up, little back bend at the top. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale again, circle the arms high. Exhale and fold forward all the way down. Inhale, long back. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees and step back, plank. Over 4 counts, we're going to lower to the mat, nice and slow. Turn the elbow creases forward, and then on your exhale, lower 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. If that slow descent is too hard, you can always set your knees down, and it becomes substantially easier. Inhale up to your toes, extend the right leg up. Exhale through to your high lunge. Set your left foot flat and rise up for warrior 1. Draw the right side of the body back a little bit and lower into the lunge. Lean back just like you do in your crescent poses. Exhale and take the hands down. Spiral on the ball of the back foot and push back, downward dog. Come back up to your toes, left leg up. Exhale, high lunge on your left. Set the right heel down, and on your inhale, rise up, warrior 1, left side. Pull the left side back this time. Anchor into the outer edge of your right foot. Relax the shoulders. Look up and lean back. And sink into it a little more if you like. Look forward, hands down. Push back to downward dog. Stay here. Take child's pose or inhale, plank. Exhale down. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up to forward fold. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale and bow. Inhale to roll up. Reach up, little back bend at the top. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale again, circle the arms high. Exhale, swan dive forward, all the way back down to forward bend. Inhale, little lift. Exhale and fold. Soften your knees, get everything really loose, and then plant your hands and hop back to plank. 4 counts to lower down. You can do this with straight legs or with your knees on the mat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale up to your toes, right leg up. Exhale and step through high lunge. Lower the left heel flat and bring your right elbow to the top of the knee, left hand to the hip. Roll the left shoulder back and open up into a side angle pose. Extend your left arm straight up. If you look down on your right side, you want to see your shoulder, elbow, knee, and ankle all lined up. Look down, coming back into your lunge. Walk your hands around to the long edge of your mat on the left, turning your right toes to face the same direction. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale and fold. Relax your head and your shoulders, your neck. If your head very easily touches down, bring your feet a little closer together so you get some clearance and you can get a little traction going there. On your inhale, pick up. Turn your left toes toward the long edge of the mat and bend into a lunge on the left side. Take your left elbow to the knee, right hand to the hip, and roll the right shoulder back. Line up all the joints on the left side and then extend your right arm. Look down, come back into the lunge on the left. Walk yourself back around to the long edge of your mat, turning your left toes in that direction. Inhale again to lift your chest. Exhale and bow back in. Inhale, up, and bring your heels in slightly, turning your toes out toward the corners of your mat. Bend your left knee and take your left shoulder into the inner knee there. Pick up the right toes and draw the hands up to the heart. Lower the hands and then lift your hips, walking yourself over to the same pose on the other side. Bring the hands up to the heart, or if you lose your balance here, you can just keep your hands down on the floor. That's fine. Bring the hands down, lift the hips back up, and walk back into your wide leg forward bend. Inhale for a long spine. Walk yourself back toward a high lunge on the right, and push back to downward facing dog. It's your choice to stay here, take a child's pose, or inhale plank, exhale down, inhale to cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and bow. Soften your knees and rise up all the way to standing. Reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart. Step your feet as wide as your mat. And turn your toes out about 45 degrees, placing your hands on your hips. Tuck your hips under and roll the shoulders back. Lifting up your chest, take a little standing back bend, pressing your hips forward and engaging your quads for lots of strength. Bring yourself back up, and then turn to your right. Place your right hand on the back of your right leg, and then roll the left shoulder back, extend the left arm up, and reach back. Bring yourself back up to standing. Turn to your left and place your left hand on the back of your left leg. Rotate the chest and extend the right arm up, and then reach back. Rise back up to standing. Bring the hands to the heart. Strengthen and anchor into your legs, and then start to sink into a wide squat, bringing the elbows down between your knees and lowering your hips toward your heels. Pick your heart up into your hands and lower your hands to about the same height as your knees. Anchor again into your feet, and over 4 counts we're going to stand up. Tighten the belly, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, little back bend. Exhale, back to your squat over 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way back down. Nice, slow, and controlled movement. If your knees are noisy, don't be surprised. 4 more counts to pick up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Little back bend. 4 counts down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Landing back in your squat. You can rock a little bit from side to side here. Try to really drop the hips toward your ankles. Widen the knees. And then set your hands down, lean some weight into them, and pick your hips up. Walk your feet back below your hips. Inhale for a long spine. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, get everything nice and soft, and then hop back. Plank. 4 counts to lower down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale up to your toes, extend your right leg up behind you. Bend the knee, flex the foot, and then stack your left hip underneath your right hip. So the right hip's on top. If you notice that your left shoulder dips, level them up. And press the sole of your right foot over to your left. Look forward, re-square your hips, and then step through high lunge. Lower the left heel and rise up for Warrior Two, facing the long edge of your mat. Nice long spine. Turn the gaze over the back of your left hand. Pardon me, your right hand. Take the hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Come back up to your toes, left leg up. Bend the knee, flex the foot, stack the left hip on top, right hip on the bottom. If your right shoulder drops, level it up and push your left foot over to your right. Look forward, re-square your hips, and then step through to a high lunge here on the left. Lower the left heel, right heel, and open up into Warrior Two. And turn the gaze over the back of your left hand. Bring the hands back down and push back to downward facing dog. Stay here, find child's pose, or inhale, plank. 4 counts to lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Get a little bit of space between your hands. Soften your knees. And get a little bit of spring going. A little bit of momentum may serve you here as you try to hop forward, back into forward bend. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and fold. And if hopping forward isn't for you, you can step forward or walk forward. Roll all the way up. Reach your arms up. And exhale. Hands to your heart. Inhale again. Circle the arms high. Exhale. Swan dive forward. All the way into forward bend. Inhale. Long back. Exhale and fold. Get everything really loose. Soft knees, soft shoulders and elbows. Soft hips. And hop back. Sink into Chaturanga Dandasana, holding yourself about 6 inches off the mat. Lower all the way down. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale up to your toes, right leg up. Exhale, step through to a high lunge. Walk that right foot out to the edge of your mat and bring your right hand to the inside of that foot. Lower the left heel flat and pulling your right hip directly behind the heel, take your left hand here to the hip. Roll that shoulder back and extend your left arm back up in a very deep side angle. If you need a little height here, you can bring your elbow up onto the knee, or you can use a block on the inside of your foot and give yourself a little bit more height that way. Look down and lower the left hand. Spiraling on the ball of the back foot, push back to downward dog. Come back up to your toes, left leg up. Exhale through to your high lunge here on the left. Take the left foot wide, left hand to the inside of the foot. Lower the right heel, bring the right hand to the hip, lining the left hip up behind the heel. Roll the top shoulder back and extend the right arm. Look down and drop the right hand, spiraling on the right foot. Step back to downward dog. Stay here. Take child's pose, or inhale, plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Get some space between your hands. Soften the knees, soften the shoulders. Give yourself a little rock back and forth. And then hop into forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and bow. Inhale to rise up. Reach up, little back bend. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, circle the arms high. Exhale, swan dive forward all the way down. Inhale, long back. Exhale, fold, soften the knees, hop back, sink to chaturanga. Hold. All the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale up to your toes, right leg up. Bend the knee, flex the foot. Stack the right hip over the left, pushing that sole of the foot over to your left side. Look at your left hand, and then drop your right foot to the side. Reach up and reach back. Look down and flip back over into plank. Lower to your chest. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back up to your toes, left leg up. Bend the knee, flex the foot. Stack the left hip. Look at your right hand. And then drop your left foot to the side. Pick up the hips. Reach up and reach back. This is Tamatkatasana, wild thing. Look down, flip back over to plank. Lower to your chest. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Set your knees down and tip back to seated. We're going to move into a baby crow pose here. And baby crow pose is very close to the ground. So if you're concerned about falling, it's very easy to set your forehead down. And that's a nice, safe variation if you find this challenging. Take your hands to the floor and rock back on your toes. So you're in a tight little ball here down on the mat. Bring your knees into your armpits and then lower your elbows to the floor. Lean forward and pick up your feet. And here, if you lose your balance, you just set your toes down or you set your forehead down. I'll show it again. Lean back onto your toes. Knees come into the armpits. Spread your fingers wide so you have a nice base of support there. Lower the elbows, pitch forward, and pick up your feet. Set the feet down and lower your knees. And that is baby crow. Good for the belly. We're going to do a little bit more work in the abs. Bring yourself down onto your mat with your knees bent and your back down on the mat. Bring your hands behind your head with your elbows wide. Extend your right leg forward long on the mat and pull your left knee in over the belly. On your inhale, sit up. On your exhale, twist your right elbow to the left knee and hold. Back to center. Change your knees. Inhale. And then twist on your exhale, bringing the left elbow to the knee. And we'll begin to work with a little bit more speed. Back to center and change sides. Inhale, back to center and change sides. Inhale, center. Exhale, change. Inhale, center. Exhale, change. Bring yourself back to center and set the feet down. Bring your hands underneath your hips. And then extend your legs straight up. Over 4 counts, we're going to lower the feet, keeping the legs as straight as you comfortably can. So if you need a little bend in your knees, that's fine. 4 counts down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hover those feet off of the mat. 4 counts to pick up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Inhale. 4 counts down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hover. 4 counts up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do one more. Inhale here. 4 counts down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hover with the feet off the mat. 4 counts up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bend your knees, lower your feet, and lift your hips up off of your hands. Take your hands behind your head again, and then bend both knees up over your hips. Bring the elbows closer to one another, and then pull the knees and the elbows to touch. Release, keeping your chest up. Inhale, and on your exhale, pull into touch. Open, and then your exhale, close. Inhale to open, and exhale to close. Open back up, set the feet down, lower your head, release your hands from behind your head, and walk your shoulders a little bit closer together. Anchor into your feet, and lift your hips up for a little bridge pose, walking your shoulders underneath your back. Interlace your hands here, and press the outer edges of your wrists and your hands down into the mat. Lower your hips and unlace your fingers, setting your hips back down. Draw the knees into your chest and rock a little bit from side to side. Rolling over onto your left side, press yourself back up to seated. Extend both legs forward and draw your hips back so they're under your shoulders. Bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Hold on to the knee and the foot, rolling your shoulders back. Take a little inhale here, and on your exhale, bow forward and wrap your foot and your knee in your elbows, interlacing your fingers in front of the shin. On your inhale, pick up the chest a little. On the exhale, fold. Inhale again, little lift. Exhale and fold. Look forward. Pick up the chest a little. And then as you sit up, bring that right shin up with you, flexing strongly into your right ankle and anchoring the inner arch to your bicep. Try to keep the heel up at about the same height as your knee and keep your chest in close to the shin. If this is too hard, you can hold on out here and get some more space between the chest and the shin. Slowly fold back forward and lower your ankle back on top of the left thigh. Release and sit back up. Extend the right leg forward and bring your left ankle on top of the right thigh. And we're going to begin in the same forward fold. Sit up tall, lifting your chest, and on your exhale, bow forward. Wrap your elbows around the foot and the knee and lace your fingers in front of the shin. Inhale to pick up your chest. Exhale and fold. Inhale again, nice long spine. Exhale, refold. Look forward, and then bring your left shin up with you when you sit up. Keep that left shin mostly parallel to your collarbone. You get a beautiful stretch in the left hip. Try to keep the left ankle flexed so that the arch presses into your bicep. On your exhale, slowly fold forward, lowering the ankle on top of the right leg. Release and come back up. Bring yourself into a simple seated posture. Holding on to both knees, roll the shoulders back. And just sort of take stock at the length of your spine. Anchor into those sitting bones. And then we're going to re-engage the abdominal muscles. Take your fingertips down on either side of your hips. You can press into your knuckles if you prefer. And then pick your hips up. Pull the knees up toward the shoulders. Get a little space underneath your hips. And then lower back down. Keeping the left leg down on the ground, bring your right ankle up toward your left hip, coming into a half lotus pose. If this is too tight and your knee or your hip don't permit it, you can either bring the foot forward or you can set the foot right back down where it was in the first variation. But if you can take the half lotus, keep that foot up tight to the hip, and the pose will become more compact. Anchor into your fingers again, and then pick up, rounding into your upper back, using your abdominal muscles to get that height. And then lower the hips back down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Change the cross of your ankles so that your left foot is up by the right hip and your right shin is down. And depending on how open you are on the left side or the right side, you might need to take a different variation. So if your left hip is tight or your left knee is tight, you may want to keep the left foot down on the floor, or you may want to just set it closer to the knee. But if you can bring it up all the way into the hip, you get the compact pose that makes it easier to pick up. Take the hands to the floor, roll the shoulders back, and lift. Set the hips back down and uncross. You'll have the option now, if you'd like, to move into a full lotus, taking the right foot up and then crossing the left ankle up on top of it. And you get the X of your ankles on top instead of on bottom. If this is not appropriate for you, find yourself back in your standard simple cross-legged pose, Sukhasana. But if you can find full lotus, you can make the pose really tight. Take the hands to the floor and then pick up. If you swing, try to pull it up and in to stop that motion. And then lower your hips. Great job. Uncross. Bounce out your knees. And we'll try it on the other side. You may have more success finding lotus over here. Bring the left foot up first, and then see if you can take the right foot up on top of the left thigh. So in this case, I've got the right ankle crossed on top of the left. And that might not be appropriate for you. If it isn't, find a variation that you prefer. Anchor into your fingers, and then lift up into Tolasana, scales pose. Use the belly, use the core. And then set it back down and uncross. Unpretzel. Extend both legs forward and bounce out your knees. Come down back onto your belly, and we'll do a little bit for the back. We're going to start in Sphinx pose, bringing your elbows below your shoulders. Relax your lower back, softening the muscles of your legs, your belly, and your hips, and push down into those elbows, giving yourself a nice soft lower back. Tuck your toes under, firming into your legs, lift your kneecaps, and then pick the hips up into forearm plank. Lower your hips, turn the feet over, and come back into Sphinx, allowing yourself to soften. Relax your lower back, unclench the glutes and the quads. pushing into your elbows to get your chest in front of the upper arms and allowing your lower back to relax. Tuck your toes back under, firm your kneecaps, and then lift your hips, coming into forearm plank. Lower your hips and bring yourself back into Sphinx. Relax everything. And then lower your chest and bring your hands back below the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and come up into a little cobra pose. Push a little bit more into your hands and pick up to about medium. On your exhale, lower back down. Inhale and lift up to high cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale to low. Exhale down. Inhale to medium. Exhale down. Inhale nice and high. Exhale down. Inhale low. Exhale down. Inhale medium. Exhale down. Roll the shoulders back. Pick up nice and high. Nice high cobra. Exhale, back down. Extend your hands back next to your hips, and then take the hands behind your hips, interlacing them there, rolling the shoulders back. Start to straighten your arms and pick up your chest. Tighten your kneecaps and then lift your legs. Lower your feet. Bring your hands back below the shoulders. Tuck your toes and push up to a tabletop. Tip back to seated. Roll the shoulders a couple times. And then come up to kneeling. If you like a little padding below your knees, you can double fold your mat so you get a little bit of extra underneath the knees. Tuck the toes under. And then extend your right leg out beside you. I'm going to unfold my mat so you can see what's happening there. Extend the right leg out and turn the toes so that they face the long edge of the mat. Place your right hand on the hip, and you'll feel that the hip is tight, like you can't easily push it down or get it to move. It's mostly rigid, mostly locked. Turn your right hand over so the palm is up on the side of your right thigh, and reach your left arm up. Drop that shoulder in, and then lean over a little bit to your right. Bring yourself back up to center, and then lower the right knee. Tuck those toes, and extend the left leg off to the side, turning the toes to face the long edge. Test the hip to make sure it doesn't drop. Extend the left arm and reach up with the right. Plug that shoulder in and curl over to your left. Bring yourself back up to center and lower the left knee. We're going to take the same pose but with a slight variation that'll make the hip a little bit more mobile. Extend the right foot off to the side and turn the toes to face the short end of your mat. Here, you'll notice that the hip is a little bit more mobile. It can move. You can push it back. And if it's inappropriate for you to keep your foot flat, you can lift the toes. Here, if you rest your right hand on the leg, you'll find that it's on the top of the quad, not on the side where it was before. Extend the left arm up. Inhale. And on your exhale, start to slide over. Give yourself a nice deep stretch. You can bring the hands together if you like, or you can hang out here with the arm up. Come back up, and we'll do the other side. Right knee down, Left foot out to the side, little tuck in your right toes for stability. Keep the left toes facing the short edge of the mat, and you should get some mobility in the hip. Left hand comes on top, reach up with the right arm, drop that arm in, and then start to slide over toward your left foot. You can bring the hands all the way together, sending the hips back a little bit if you want a big stretch, or you can extend and get a stretch here in the right side of your waist if you keep it up a little higher. Bring yourself back up, and then come back down to seated. Here I am seated on my feet, and this is rock pose or Apalasana, and you can take your feet over to the left, dropping the hips behind you so that your feet are on the left and pointing toward the short end of your mat. Turn to your right. Roll the right shoulder back, sit up tall, and on your exhale, take a deep twist. You can turn your left hand over, placing the fingertips underneath your right thigh to get a little bit more leverage in your twist. And if you feel solid here, you have the option to extend the right arm. Slowly release and come back onto your heels. And we'll take the same approach to the other side. Send your feet over to the right and drop your hips. Twist to your left this time and place the left hand behind you, drawing the left shoulder back. You have the option to either keep the arm rotated this way, or you can turn the hand over and pin your fingers underneath your left thigh. And if you feel solid, you can extend the left arm. Unwind, come back to center, and then turn to face the the short edge of your mat. Extending both feet forward, rolling your shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall. Bring your left foot into the inner thigh. Extend both arms up, get a nice long spine, and on your exhale, bow in. Inhale to pick up your chest. Exhale and fold. Inhale again, little lift. Exhale and bow deeply into the forward bend over your right shin. On your inhale, slowly rise back up, and then turn to your left. Place your left hand behind you and drop the left knee, reaching up with the right arm. Pick up your hips and reach back. Kind of like we did in Wild Thing, but you get that wonderful stretch in the side body. Set the hips back down, and then turn to the other side. Bring the right foot into your left knee this time. Sit up tall as you reach up, and on your exhale, bow in toward your left foot. And if you can't comfortably reach your foot, hold on to your ankle, or you can use a strap or a towel around the left foot instead. Inhale, little lift. Exhale and refold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and bow. On your inhale, slowly rise up. Turn to your right and place your right hand behind you. Anchor into the right knee, reach up with the left arm, pick up, reach back. Big stretch here on your left side. Lower your hips, coming back down into a simple seated posture. Roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then we're going to return to the pose that we began our practice with. Take your hands behind you and your feet flat to the floor. Lean some weight back onto your hands and pick up your hips, coming up into an upward tabletop. Take the chin back, look up, and push down into the corners of your palms. Lower your hips and come back to seated. Turn so that you're lengthwise on your mat. Bring the hands back behind you again. Lean some weight into them, pushing into the heels of your hands. And then with straight legs, lift up into upward plank. Exhale and lower back down. Come down onto your back and draw your knees into the chest, rocking a little bit from side to side to rub your lower back on the floor. Set your feet down and take the feet about hip distance apart, about 4 inches between your knees and feet. We're going to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. So inhale while the knees are pointing up. Exhale and drop your knees to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale and drop the knees to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, lower to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, lower to the left. And just keep working from side to side like this, massaging out the hips and glutes and softening into your lower back. Drop once more to each side. And then bring yourself to center. Extend your legs out long on the mat. Allow your feet to open out toward the corners. You can lift and lower your hips a little bit until you find a spot where you feel like you can rest. Walk your shoulder blades a little closer together and turn the palms to face up. Relax your jaw and soften the expression of your face. Rest here in Shavasana for as long as you like, fully absorbing all the benefits of your physical practice. And when you're ready to conclude, bring your knees back up into the chest, holding onto your shins. Rock a little bit from side to side again. Lower into a fetal pose and press yourself back up to seated. Return your hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale and bow toward your fingertips with your exhale, with gratitude for yourself, for your practice, and for the intention you chose to guide your practice today. And decide how that intention can guide you and serve you throughout the rest of your day or the rest of your week off of your mat. I thank you very much for sharing your time with me, for sharing your practice with me and with each other. The light in my heart salutes and honors the light in yours. Namaste.